Very good. All right, we got a lot of shit to talk about. You ready to kick this bitch off since you're back?
Yeah.
Very, very
I
good.
lied earlier. I have 7 games to talk about.
7 games.
Yeah. I haven't played a lot of any of them, by the way, but I have 7.
So you've just dipped 7 of your toes into these games?
Yeah, just 7 of them. I left 3 of them out. 1 big toe and 2 pinkies.
How'd you do that? Can you bend your
What?
toes fucked up like?
No.
My wife can. It freaks me the shit out.
I do have like the dexterity where I can grab shit with them
Dude,
though.
you people are fucking freaks. I don't trust you people. And with that, welcome to the WASD and Beyond podcast. We are your hosts, Nick and Brody, and I don't trust people with weird fucking feet. So if you're a fucking freak with weird feet, talk to Brody, not me.
And I don't trust people with 2 first names.
I don't have a first. I don't have 2 first names.
No, no. This was just a
I
general
hate that.
statement.
Like
If your
Ty,
last name is a first name, I can't trust you. I'm sorry.
like Tyler John
Yeah.
or John Tyler. Just sounds like a guy and like he prefers if his name was John, he'd prefer Jonathan. It's just one of those guys where you're like, I don't know if I'm hanging out with you, dude. Like a Zach that prefers Zachary. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry, man. Figure we could shorten this up and become friends, but that's not how it always goes. Yes, we
No.
are Nick and Brody, and this is the
Nicholas.
W. Ooh, don't like it. I don't like the government name. But I also have 2 names that I can go by that like friends will call me. And even when like you guys will be like, "What's up, Nikolai?" And I'm like, "Ugh." Just I feel like I'm getting in trouble because that's how I
Yeah.
knew I would get in trouble when I'd hear Nikolai. Oh yeah, especially Nikolai. I'd be like, "Whoa, what did I do?"
Oh
Like
no, not the Romanian name. Fuck.
followed by like incredibly mean Romanian cursing, like shit. You should like he would pull out like "fuck your dead mom" type shit, and I'd be like, "You're
Where the
married.
She's alive?
You're married to her. Why are you saying these things?" It's
Damn.
traumatizing. Anyways, but
Anywho.
yes, we are the WASD and Beyond podcast, and we are here to make you laugh during these really hard times for some people. We're not going to get into it. I don't want to do it, but we want to make you guys laugh. We want to have fun. We want to talk about video games, and yeah, dude, let's fucking do it. Everything's on fire, and people
Yeah.
are very mad on social media, and I try to make people laugh, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So today,
I'm just not going on social media. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I think as well, I try on the WASD page to be like the hidden admin, and everyone's like, it's just Nick pretending not to be Nick.
Yeah. I fucking hate social media. Sorry.
It's like I try to put up a wall of illusion. It doesn't work. My wife commented once. She's like, "This is totally Nick," and I went, "Shut up, shut up, be quiet." Um, Before we get into the episode, we are sponsored by Final Boss and Doc Longy. Brody is wearing the Final Boss Fallout drop, and I am wearing the Doc Longy Doom pants. These things are awesome. Both, both of our sponsors have drops right now related to something Doom. Final Boss has the updated Doom drop, one of the first drops they ever did, if not the first drop they ever did. Now with a revamped design, blankets, and a wall flag. Pick that shit up. It is amazing, and you're not gonna want to miss that Doom drop. It ends on Sunday. Doc Longy has his new MF Doom drop, and it is gorgeous as well. So pick that up. New MF Doom merch, new Doom merch. Go get that. Join the Spawn Camp as well. It is free. It is an awesome server filled with awesome people right now. Great conversation going on in there about pretty much everything. A lot of good games being played. Morgan and I got back into DayZ. That is a game I will be talking about today as well. Um, oh, dude,
Foreshadowing. It's not
yes,
foreshadowing. You
that
just
that
straight up said it.
I spoiled the plot.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just a great time, man. We're hanging out there, watching movies, or playing video games. We're watching shows, and D&D, Magic the Gathering is going to be coming back very soon once all of our schedules kind of realign and we could be humans again, but that's not happening right now. So do what you want. Join the server. Don't listen to the podcast. Uh, Give us a review. Give us a star. Just do something. I really need you guys to start listening. us because there's so many content creators out there who don't deserve it. And you're giving it to them and they suck and they bitch about their jobs and I can't stand that.
How you gonna come after Asmongold like that?
Oh, he's not a person. He's a fucking cockroach. That dude is the he's like Winslow from Cat Dog.
Yeah,
He's like that little
yeah,
mouse dude who lives under their fucking in their fucking wall. But no, Winslow's house was cleaner than Asmongold's house.
yeah, by a long shot.
Yeah, about to say Winslow like had that motherfucker had money.
Yeah,
He had like a mouse Bentley. He did because he had like that weird long penis looking car, and I was like, that's like a mouse Bentley, like a Doomy Hauser or whatever those things are called, like a Dunenberg or something like that.
I remember watching Cat Dog. I cannot. I'm lost on Winslow. I can't. Nothing. If I
Little
saw it, I'd probably remember.
little blue mouse guy who like had like a New York like, hey guys, like, oh yeah, that's a bad Winslow. Somebody's gonna flame me for that, but little weird mouse blue guy.
Huh.
You would know if you saw him. How are the
Yeah.
Ravens doing right now?
We're on a commercial break, but not good.
Okay, Brody is while we're recording watching the Ravens. Whatever. I already posted a status on Twitter saying if you're in a bad mood by halfway or at the end of the podcast because Lamar Jackson fucked you.
Right now, it's not Lamar. It's just
It's
the rest of the team. Lots of drop passes, lots of stupid shit. It's
buddy.
all fine.
It'll
It's
be
all
okay.
fine.
It'll be okay.
It's all fine.
I have a question for you. No, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say? Nothing.
Nothing.
You opened your mouth all big like.
It was just me pulling down on my face because it hurts.
Did you have to resalivate your lips?
Yes.
Very good. Fucking with the presidential election being concluded.
Yes.
I have a question.
Oh boy.
Into the video game. We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I was gonna say, please, please don't.
We're not.
Don't.
We're not going
We
there.
don't. Nope.
We
Nope.
don't
Nope.
ask us. I made one post saying to just vote, and I said that's it. We're gonna keep making dick jokes and talk about video games. That was my status on Twitter.
By the way, when you posted that, I freaked out momentarily because I did that a few years ago on Diggity, and we got a army of people sent after us by somebody who turned out to be transphobic later on. So that was really cool. All I did was tell people to vote, and they blasted us. It was great. It was awesome.
I know
So
who
cool.
I know who you're talking about because prior, it was like right when we all became friends. That person had reached out to us, being like, "I see you're with these people, by the way," and I went, "Yeah, you like suck." And like you were like on the rise somehow because you're just
Yeah,
loud and then you crash and anyways,
yeah, they suck.
they suck. They
We didn't
suck.
do anything. We didn't do anything.
You guys, I was antagonistic online before you hopped on Waz. You're like, you gotta like maybe just settle down a little bit. I was on
Yeah,
like we were antagonistic.
yeah, yeah.
I loved it.
I just
Got engagement
fucking yeah.
every time.
I hate politics, hate social media. So
we,
I do a podcast. It's fine. It's all fine.
we're doing great. With that being said, though, we are going to talk about election-esque type things
Okay.
in a election for president of video games and vice president of video games. Who would your character, president and vice president, be? Any video game series.
What are we basing? Are we looking at this as like a Mount Rushmore type of situation? Like iconic, or they would actually be good president and vice president?
Let's say Mount like iconic in your brain, like your character that you would want. I have my two.
Okay. From a pure iconic standpoint, I'm going from a Mount Rushmore not based on their politics or anything or their ability to lead.
Okay.
Uh I mean Mario's number one.
That's the
Like
president of gaming. All he does is go wahoo.
I just fucking told you
Okay.
from an iconic
Okay.
stand.
Fine.
Jesus
Fine. Fine.
Christ,
I'm,
I just said it. I fucking bookended that shit, and you go, what the fuck?
we can't even agree on video game presidents.
God damn.
Okay. Go on. Go. I see. I see. I
Well,
see.
okay. Well, I listen. You go first. because clearly we aren't on the same page on what you want here.
Are we about to be not friends over video game
Yeah, I'm gonna
presidents?
fist fight you over this.
All right, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Crash Bandicoot is the president.
Okay. Listen, and you what?
Pure
he
insanity.
he's a moron.
Yes.
You know what? Never mind. It fits.
We're winning, son. And then for my
All politicians in my mind are just Crash Bandicoot. It's fine.
it's just wow. It's just one of those things. And then my vice president. I need someone to reel him back from just like breaking shit all the time. Hold up. No dead
You
air.
don't even have the answer to your own fucking question?
I thought I did.
God.
I thought I did. I thought I did. I thought I did. Banjo from Banjo Kazooie.
And you, uh, and you can put me on blast for saying Mario?
Those are just the people I would
Okay.
elect.
Listen, here
You
we
thought
go.
I was gonna say Gordon Freeman.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the other direction, and I will actually say something that I is a leader. Zelda,
Princess. Okay. Okay.
Princess Zelda. Yes, Princess
Okay.
Zelda, as the president.
Okay. First female
And
president. Like it.
yep. Uh-huh. And
It's actually a pretty tough question.
it is kind of tough. It is tough. Zelda for sure, and then hmm,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know on the VP. And I don't want to say two Nintendo characters because that'd be
I wonder who you could do as
biased.
VP.
But Nintendo has the most iconic characters of all time. So what are
It
you gonna do, right?
you need someone to accent Princess Zelda.
Sonic. Just kidding.
All that motherfucker's gonna do is eat chili dogs.
Oh, oh, fuck yeah. You need something in the other direction for sure.
Tough.
I don't know, man. I got nothing.
That's why this election was the way it was too, because everyone's like, it's tough. Everyone's like, I don't know.
I don't want any of them to lead. I don't know.
If I'll let you think, if I had to choose like actual leaders, I think for me, I would probably choose a Vortigaunt as the president because of
Okay.
how intelligent they are, and they're able to use like their prescience to kind of guide and see where shit's going.
Mm-hmm.
And they're an alien, so the first alien president. So right then and there, you stomp out alien hate. For the VP, Wheatley, Portal 2.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit silly, a little bit goofy, but will help get the job done. He becomes a dick, but for a while there, he helps get the job done.
Yeah. I still don't have anybody for a VP. I'm like looking around my room for like uh okay.
Okay.
All right. You aren't gonna like it, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
I'm here for it.
And it's Nintendo related still.
The thing you said
Yeah,
you were trying not to do.
yeah, I know. But it's a more obscure-ish one. Okay, so Zelda
Okay.
as president. And Crom from Fire Emblem as the VP.
That's why I didn't know it. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is a crom?
Yep. He was from Fire Emblem Awakening.
Okay. I mean, sounds like good picks.
He was a prince. King, maybe king. I can't fucking
So
remember.
royalty understands how
Game.
power works.
Well,
Well, okay, I don't know.
but yeah.
See, Princess Zelda's a good pick because she's not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Exactly.
And if
Which
she,
kind of ties into something I actually have a game I get to talk about today.
I'm very stoked to get into that. If I had to choose a Minister of Defense, I'd choose Marcus Phoenix.
This is Crom.
I've seen that guy.
Yeah, he's in
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros too. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know who that is. You got that like cool little sword up down thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who Crom is. Sweet. I like that. But like I said, Minister of Defense, Marcus Phoenix. Police reform, Max Payne. Super easy right there. Top general, Doom guy.
Yeah.
Minister of Science, Gordon Freeman. Boom. It's a good cabinet. It's a good cabinet.
It's a strong cabinet,
It is.
indeed.
It's too strong. Anyways, no more politics. Even video game politics are divisive, and I didn't like where we went down that road.
Yeah. Yeah.
It scared me, hurt me a little bit to see you and I have to go to each other's throats like that. You're wrong, and that's fine. But I know my
Well,
presidential candidates are stronger than yours. That's fine. I just I
I I would argue that people are gonna agree with mine because most people aren't gonna know who the fuck you're talking
they're gonna be like, "What's a Vortigaunt?" No, I feel like half the people list, all 15 of you know what a Vortigaunt is. We hurt ourselves today. Anyways, Brody, let's start with you.
Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so I have played a little bit of a lot of different games.
Okay.
uh, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've been busy because life and such, but also, I mean, that's why I haven't been here for a while. But basically, let's see. I have to go all the way back to the beginning of October
Oh
to
my
talk
God.
about everything that I haven't been playing. So we'll touch on the two that I have barely touched so far. Windblown. We picked that up and we were playing that. It just came out in early access. That is from the creators of Dead Cells, but it is like an isometric, very fast paced, up to three-player co op type of game where it is all roguelike and you just go through. And as you complete a run, you can get some things that'll carry over and affect the overall, like, your overall power and such, and you unlock new weapons and things of that nature. It is fantastic. I have only played, I only got to play maybe 2 hours of it, if even. But what I did play with some of the people in the server, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a very, very good time. I definitely want to play some more of it, and I'm sure some other people in the server would be down to play some more of it. This is one that stood out to us when we saw it, I believe, at Summer Games Fest this year
Yeah, we saw.
or
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
I don't, yeah. But it's fucking fantastic. It's super cheap as well. I think when it first launched in early access, it was like $24, and if you already had Dead Cells, you could get it for like $19.
That's sick.
And it's a roguelike, so I mean, you really can get a shitload of time out of it if you enjoy that style of game. But very, very highly recommend that. The other game that I have played just a touch of is Black Ops 6.
Ah,
I've
okay.
probably maybe 4-ish hours or so touched a little bit of the zombies. We actually ran a run in the zombies here last weekend, I think, and it's good. It's much harder than I remember zombies being, and I don't know if that's just because I haven't played zombies in so long or what it was, but we had a really good time with it. I think we made it to like level 32,
Nice.
and not a bad run, especially for my first run and only run of zombies so far. And then I played a little bit of the multiplayer, and the multiplayer has been decent so far. Takes a little bit to get used to. It's not drastically different, but there is some different things going on. It it feels like a bit of a return to form for COD, which I am happy to see. Especially, Modern Warfare 2019 was a big one that a lot of people were like, "That's the best one that's come out in the last 10 years or whatever the fuck." But I think this one right now is kind of right up there with it for me. I think this is I haven't touched the campaign at all. I definitely do want to get into that at some point because they're big dumb fun, right? Like they're the Fast and Furious of fucking video game campaigns for the most part.
Yeah.
Michael Bay movies, right? But it's pretty good. I'm definitely gonna put some more time into that at some point as well. Um, Boy, do you wanna break up my talking and talk about something before I continue on here?
Sure, sure. So I have actually been playing DayZ lately. The new DLC map just came out. It's called the DLC is called Frostline. Uh, the new map it starts with an S. I forget what it's called. But it's a winter map. So the survival aspect is very difficult. You can freeze and get sick, like the common cold and all that shit. Um, which makes the survival in a game like that, you wouldn't think it'd be fun because a lot of the game is broken, right? Like they haven't really changed the hunger system or the thirst system to where you're not out the gate fucked. That's a problem. Um, because in that game you pretty much spawn starving, you spawn thirsty, which is fine if you were able to find food and water, but you can't find it as forgivingly, I guess. In this, you can find shit, but it's frozen, more than likely. So you
Oh,
got to get a fire going to thaw it out, which is cool, but that's really good mechanics. Like I see
yeah.
exactly what, and they had that on the mouse. Um, but I've been playing this with Morgan, and it's been really fun actually, man. I've had some really funny encounters with wolves and zombies, hearing bears in the distance, just gathering supplies to make a small area to survive in. We found a tent yesterday, which was great. It's a carport tent, but like we were able to put a barrel in it, and then we were able to set up. It was a fire barrel, so we can have a fire in it, and then we could cook our food on top of the barrel. We were going fishing in the game, so we were catching like all the fish and then gutting them and cutting them up and cooking them, so we'd actually have food on our adventures. And it's been really fun. Like I missed playing Daisy because I think that was when I played Daisy mod from Arma. That's what I loved about it is just like the adventure you could create out of a game that is a bit finicky, but if you're having a blast, you are like having the time of your life in that game. You can look past a lot of the broken aspects of it and just go, okay, I see this for what it is. I really wish Bohemia managed their time better and managed what they did for the game better instead of focusing on Daisy 2 right now, which, well, the FTC outed you on that, so not anyone's fault. Um, but for what it is and for what it's worth, the game is fun. I wouldn't recommend buying this at a full price. I really would not. Do not do that. Um, but if you see it on sale, you want to try Daisy and you haven't, try it. It's very fun just to learn how to survive in this game. I'd recommend Chernaris first. Sakal is the new map. I'd recommend Chernaris or Livonia start, and then if you wanted to get the winter map, you can get the winter map and all that. But great time, especially playing with Morgan, somebody who also knows the game like I know it, if not more at this point, because Morgan has sunk more time in it as of late and has played it a little bit more than I have as of recently. So to play with somebody who knows how to play Daisy and is like aware of like every little nuance, like, oh, you sprained your ankle, go grab a stick and grab a rag and create a splint. I'm like, yeah, I fucking forgot about that, right? Or like craft a fishing pole with a long stick and a rope, and then if you find like if you go to another like a short stick, you can create a wooden fishing hook. Boom, you're good. Go dig up a worm and you're good. It's just those nuances that I've always enjoyed about the game. I mean, it sounds like I just have a virtual job playing that game, but
Yeah, nothing about it interests me.
you're like, all of that
Just
sounds
being
like
entirely
shit.
honest, like I don't like survival games because of the. I mean, it's almost like a job or like I don't know. I'm not the type of person that enjoys that kind of stuff
Yeah.
personally. But no, I'm glad you guys have been having a blast with it. I wish I could get into them because everybody seems to have a lot of fun with survival games, and I get into it. I'll play it for like a half hour and be like, I'm
I
good.
think
Even the inventory management of Tarkov, it just I'm good. I'm done. I'm over it.
so. The inventory management in Daisy is a lot like that, right? And it is hardcore. You die, you lose everything. You have the chance to respawn and go find your body. But I think for me, it's the player interaction in Daisy that's always enticed me. It's okay. We're in a big city. I don't know where anyone else is at in the city. There are plenty of vantage points. Like there's times where I could be up in a taller building and I can look down while Morgan's like looting. And if somebody is, I'd be like, "Hey, is that you on the street?" You go in Discord. You can go no, and then I can call out in the game like, "Who is in the street? Are you friendly?" And then go, "Yeah, I'm friendly." And if I'm an idiot, I go, "Cool, I'll come down and give you food." And then they just look at me and pop me. It's hilarious. Like the game offers a lot of good funny moments. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of DayZ. Um, and I was playing Black Mesa and Half Life to prepare for the 20th anniversary of Half Life 2. That is coming up next Saturday. So I'm very excited for that. Valve has been updating Half Life 2 for whatever reason. They did that. Listen, they did the same shit. They did the same shit for Half Life for its 25th anniversary. They don't typically celebrate anniversaries, and they are now, and that's exciting because I mean we know they're making games. Deadlock is no longer a secret. Everyone's like, oh shit, like this wasn't a lie. Like they're actually making a game to the point where they've hired Hopu from Risk of Rain to work on the game Deadlock, and they're hiring people from other studios like Activision and I mean Disney and Pixar and DreamWorks and Mass Effect. What is that?
BioWare.
BioWare and like all of these different companies. Rockstar, old Rockstar devs are working at Valve now. Like these aren't people who work on multiplayer stuff. This is all people who work on single player storytelling games. So that's exciting. So Half Life 2 turns 20 on the 16th, and I'm very excited to see what they do. And if I get a whole lot of nothing burger, I'm going to bed that day. I'm just gonna go the fuck to bed because all of that is for naught. At least if we get it like another no clip documentary, because that was awesome. That was super fucking cool. And then Half Life One's multiplayer went back online with updated maps and all that, and everything worked really nice. And I was like, this is sweet. Like small. The documentary was not no clip, obviously.
Yeah, no clip
Oh,
does a fantastic job.
Danny O'Dwyer is the king. He is the king of gaming documentaries. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So, but yeah, getting ready for that. And then, buddy, floor is yours for your other games. And if you want to do two right
Oh,
here, and I'll break in between.
yeah. So I actually have 5 more to talk about.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah. So I'll touch on. I'm gonna talk about 2 mobile games that I've actually been playing.
okay.
So I recently moved to a new position at my job, and there's quite a bit of downtime to some extent. And this downtime has like I can only scroll Reddit and Instagram and other social media that I fucking hate for so long before I despise everything. So I started playing a couple games on my phone. Anyway, the 2 games that I started playing, one of them, it's called Balatro. Or I think it's actually called
The
Balatro.
card game?
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, it was like $10 on Android. I'm like, you know what? I've heard people rant and rave about this
Mm-hmm.
game. It never really interests me because I didn't really know how to play poker, to be perfectly honest. I learned when I was younger and then just never played again.
Yep.
And so I forgot all about it. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to try it. And so I, $10, picked it up. And holy shit, is it fantastic!
It's
It
addicting.
is so good. It's so addicting. It helps pass time while I'm just waiting. And I adore it.
Awesome.
If you have kind of let this game pass you by because you either don't like poker or don't really like card games, I strongly suggest checking it out because while it is a card game, it's almost more strategy. A lot of strategy of like building out your deck each run to make sure that you can get the most out of it. It's so fucking good. And it's one of those games that's kind of hard to explain. Like you basically start with like 52 cards and then you get these joker cards that do different things. And
Yeah.
then you get money as you win, and you can buy new cards. You can modify cards that you currently have. You can destroy cards you currently have, so you're more likely to get other cards. So, like, one of the strategies I went for was taking basically all of my cards and trying to turn them all into diamonds and just so I could have better chances at getting better hands or whatever it may
Mm-hmm.
be. It's really really good. All of the jokers are very interesting. As simple as it is just this super addicting gameplay that's wild. Um, the other mobile game that I've been playing, I just thought of another game. That's why I did that. Uh, um, Pokemon TCG Pocket. This just came out not too long ago.
Okay.
I want to say there was like some early access period and it just came out like last week or something like that. But anyway, it is a condensed version of Pokemon TCG. Um, but the so what's interesting about it, and I have never I've never played the proper TCG, right? I've never sat down and been like, oh well, you can do this, this, and this. The way this works is you have one active Pokemon and then three that are on deck essentially. And
Okay.
so that's how the battle system works in it. You build out decks, you can build out decks however you want. It automatically figures out your energy essentially, and it will just divvy out a energy based on something that you have in your hand. So like normal obviously can use any energy, but like electric has to have electric energy and this and that. But this game actually focuses more on the collecting aspect. While the battling is there,
That's
it is
cool.
actually way more about collecting. It puts you on like a 12-hour timer basically when you can open up a new pack.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so you constantly, or not constantly, but every 12 hours, you're getting a new pack of cards, and then you can get these little like trophy things that you can use to open up packs earlier.
Okay.
So it's all about maximizing, getting the most cards at any given time. You actually go up levels based on not so much the battling aspect, but by collecting and opening packs, and that's how you go up levels. There's also they call it a wonder draw or something like that. So you can basically, I don't remember what it is, but you can see packs that other people have opened, and then you can basically try to pick one card from that pack. You don't get to choose it exactly. They flip them over, and they shuffle them up, and then you have to pick one, and then you have the chance of getting like if they got an EX card in that, then you could potentially get that if you pick the right card.
Okay.
Just simple shit like that is really pretty neat. So far, like early, especially the first day of playing it, there's so much to do, so much to unlock. You open up a shitload of packs, and then it kind of slows down from there unless you do purchase things, which you can. But I'm playing it as like just an auxiliary game just for fun anyway. So I'm just kind of letting it go, right?
Yeah,
I'll just
organically.
open them as 12 and then every 12 hours and then if I have the items, I'll open up more packs or whatever it may be, but I'm not planning on actually spending any money on it, but it's cool.
Yeah.
For what it is, it's not half bad. Enjoying it. I'm now playing 2 card games on my phone.
Plus MTG in real life.
Yeah, and MTG. So I'm pretty much at my maximum of card games right now, and probably well past it even. Um, let's see. I'll dip into 2 more real quick, and
Yeah.
then I'll let you go, and then I'll cover with my last 2 big heavy hitters, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Uh, I jumped back into some Vampire Survivors
Oh,
because
fantastic. How's that?
it's so good still. Like I hadn't touched anything since I always buy their DLC when they come out, but I don't always play them right when they come out. So they had the Among Us DLC, which I don't give a fuck about Among Us, but I was
That's
like, it's
weird.
more Vampire Survivors. I'm
Yeah.
cool. So I bought that and have kind of dipped into that a little bit, and then I bought the Contra one that they had, which is pretty cool as well. And then there's an upcoming one that is going to be actually Castlevania, which is really neat.
That's sick.
Um, because I mean the whole thing is based on Castlevania, right? So or the whole characters and everything else. But yeah, it's fucking still fantastic. I still enjoy that game. It's usually my Sunday game to play because I'll sit there and watch football and I can kind of mindlessly like just move around and do things occasionally and still pay attention to the game on. And then the last one I was going to talk about super briefly was Diablo Vessel of Hatred. Or the last brief one. I have made it to level 60, I want to say.
Okay.
And the new class is fucking amazing. Spiritborn is awesome. Enjoying that a lot. The story is very cool. I'm enjoying where the story is going. I'm not quite to the end yet. I hope to. I need to finish it before the season ends, or else I'll have to start over. Um, and yeah, so far everything about it's pretty good. I don't really care for the season that's going on right now. It's all like piratey themed. It
No, no,
seems
thank
like.
you.
Yeah, I'm like I'm good. So whatever. But I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's a very good DLC. It's a very hefty DLC. I've actually put a decent amount of time into it. But there's not a whole lot more to say other than the new class is good. The new story is really good. Otherwise, it's Diablo still.
Yeah,
They've done a couple new things that are pretty cool, and I think they function pretty well. I'm not quite to end game, so I haven't gotten to see all of the new end game things that they have added. But if you were itching for more Diablo or were thinking about getting back into Diablo, this DLC is very good, and I would say it is worth the money because the story is going pretty close to about as long as the main campaign was, I think.
that's sick.
So
That's
maybe
super
maybe a
cool.
little bit shorter, but as far as I've made it, like chapter wise, it's like right there. So
Gotta love
um,
it. Gotta love it.
I'm gonna let you talk for a little bit.
Yeah, so before we start, Ravens update.
21-20 right now.
Okay, what quarter?
Uh,
Third
fourth.
still? Oh, we're in the fourth now.
Yep. 11:40 left in the fourth.
Oh, they better start hoofing. Ravens on top or Ravens on the bottom?
Bottom.
Okay,
But
so
they just scored, and Bengals have the ball at the 50 right now.
Brody's sweating.
Yeah.
Brody's sweating. Brody's
Oh
sweating.
yeah. Always. Jamar Chase is just killing us right now. It fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
he's a monster. Go Lions. Anyways, Brody's like, shut up, dude. We're talking about the Ravens.
Fuck, we are talking about the Lions
Hey,
right
what up, Green Bay? What up? Um,
now. Hell yeah.
that's from Brian Branch, buddy. Um, we're not a sports podcast. There's a reason because I'm a soy boy and I'm just now into football.
Attaboy.
A no, last season I got heavy into it, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna stop watching." And I was like, "No, probably not." Um, so I actually have a question.
Okay.
I'm getting ready for Stalker 2. I think we
Yeah.
all are.
Yes.
Are you excited? Are you nervous? I'll go first. It's my turn, right? You just got done. I am very excited for Stalker 2. I am incredibly excited. I loved Stalker when it came out, when I was playing it on PC. Very difficult game. I played it at a far too young age, um, where I just didn't understand how a game like that worked. And I really wish I hadn't touched it back then. I played it in my early 20s again on PC, and I was able to go, okay, I get this. I played base game, I played DLC, and then I played modded version. And I was like, okay, awesome. I like Stalker. I knew I liked this when it came out. Stalker 2, with everything that's gone on in the Ukraine, and if you've been living under a rock, do the research, please. Um, it's left me concerned for the game, but also hopeful because of the passion I know these developers. I mean, fuck, we messaged them at one point, and they were like, "Listen, we're not like they were optimistic, you know." And that's I think all my worries are going out the wayside, but I have worries pertaining to the game and what they've put into the game, right? Like I'm curious how polished this game is going to come out. I'm curious how fleshed out the story will now be. Will everything be as pretty as we want it to be when it comes to voice acting, when it comes to how the game is presented to us with all of the problems they had overseas in the Ukraine? And for a long time, like I said, I was very worried about this. But again, with how I know these developers really want this game to release, and unfortunately, a lot of their fellow developers have passed away during the process of making the game. I think they put everything into this game, and I think my fears are unwarranted, but not completely unwarranted. Does that make sense? Like during a time of war, they created this game, or have been trying to ship this game and finish it.
So Ye- I get where you're coming from. I do. I think they have been quite transparent throughout this whole deal, though. And they have. I, I I mean, the game's been postponed twice
Twice,
now.
yeah.
And at one point, it was basically postponed indefinitely.
Yep.
Uh, Once everything first started, until they could kind of figure it out, and how they were going to continue development on this game. I I'm not super worried. I genuinely think that with where they are currently at, if they needed to postpone it, I think they would be able to. And I think that, I mean, obviously, the whole world would understand.
Yeah, I'd
and,
hope
and
so.
but there also does come a time where they've put a lot of money into this and time into this, and if they don't get it out at a certain point, it could become a problem.
Right.
That being said, I do think that I don't think they've reached that point yet. I think if they weren't ready, I think they would actually postpone it. I never played the first Stalker. I thought about going back to it now, but it's hard to go back to now. It has been so long. Um, but what I have seen of this game, it looks amazing. It looks
I'm so
gorgeous.
stoked.
It's it really looks like they are doing a great job of capturing what they're going for here. I will definitely be playing it. I mean, it for one, it's coming to Game Pass. So if
Day one.
on day one, yeah. So if you were on the fence, there's a way to play it. We've talked about it before. I will be purchasing the game as well,
Yes.
even though I have Game Pass just to support them, and do the very little that I can, I suppose, right? But no, I have faith in what this team is doing and the passion that they have. I mean, I can't even fathom doing anything in a war zone, let alone developing a game.
At this
And
magnitude of game as well.
yeah, and the dedication that they've had is just incredible and astounding.
Yes.
And I mean, really, I'm excited to see this game. I'm excited to play this game. I mean, even if I don't like it as a gameplay thing for me personally, I think it's still going to be a fantastic game.
And I think that's where I'm at. Again, I do have in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, this is what's been going on during development.
Yeah.
But then
Oh,
also
absolutely.
at the front of my head, though, I'm sitting there going, yeah, but like, you know, these dudes are resilient. This group, not just dudes, but like,
Yeah.
these people are resilient. They want this to come out. And honestly, I think everything that's been going on maybe just gave them that extra bit of fucking like chest pounding to get this shit out, to
Oh,
to work 10 times harder and add more to this game. um I'm excited. This game's gonna be a day one, and it's going to be a purchase. I know I can play it on Game Pass, but as you said, this is going to be a purchase. Least I can do is buy the game. um and honestly, I'm really hoping we get a documentary.
I think we will eventually. I don't
Yeah,
think it's going
not
to
from
be
the get.
until
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think it'll happen until after all of
which is
that has been resolved, right?
exactly, which is what I want. But I think something like a documentary to be like, this is how Stalker 2 came to be, would be phenomenal. I think that would really open up everyone's minds to this game as well, if you were on the fence eventually, right? But yeah.
I think it would be a great time for a second push, right? Like even, get
Mm,
the game out, and I think there's enough people that are, you never know, right? But in my mind, and it's so hard to think from a perspective of somebody who doesn't keep up on gaming shit because that's what we do. But I think there's been enough talk about this game and eyes on this game, and Xbox has done a really good job of promoting this game and this team as well. That I think most people know what's going on, but if they
right.
don't and they pass on the game because they're like, "Oh, it's just not my thing," like I'm hoping a documentary that could come out later that could breathe new life into it. Maybe a year later, and then
I agree.
boost the sales even more, or whatever it may be. But I also it it's hard for me to envision somebody not knowing what's going on here if they even know what this game is, right? Like if
Right.
they've
Yeah.
even heard of the game itself, you would think you would No, but
You should
maybe
know,
maybe
yes.
not. Maybe not, right? Like again, we're so attached to it and so attached to the gaming industry as a whole and what's going on that it's really hard to think from a different perspective, right?
Right, right. Awesome. Yeah, Stalker 2 comes out very soon on Game Pass. Get it there if you're on the fence, and if you want to purchase it to support them, do so. And one of my last points before I let you kind of top off the episode with some cherries, I did play Black Ops 6. My reaction now is a lot different than I had during the beta. I only played the multiplayer. I think one of my biggest problems with games like Black Ops or Call of Duty right now, and Fortnite and like anything like that is the UI. The UI is very, for my brain, my ADHD riddled fucking brain, where I have to have a pot of coffee to think. It is too much. I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, like it,
Yeah.
it's a
It
lot.
it is a lot. I do think this one's better than
It is.
the last one they've used for what 2 3 games now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely a lot. Ravens just scored, by the way. Sorry.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Um, it is a lot. With that being said, the game is fun. The online is fun. I can't play Call of Duty like I used to because all the Twitch kids learned how to play Call of Duty their way, and that is just I don't know what it's called to be that fast in that game.
I don't know. We're just old and our reaction time sucks now.
I'm still good at
But
Quake.
yeah, that yeah. I mean, that's a little different though. You have like the map knowledge and all of that
Oh,
too.
Evan smoked me one night, and I went fine, and I just like unfurled my eyebrows, and I went, let's go. And then he was like, oh, and I went, yeah. This isn't Counter Strike, you fuck. He was like, wonderful. But no, I do enjoy what Black Ops 6 is doing. I actually am excited to try the campaign. I'm gonna install the campaign. Um
I
wh-
always have a good time with the campaigns, even if they aren't fun because they present fun moments. Like if it, I guess not if they aren't fun, if they are not good.
I threw a grenade at the baby, and the game kicked me out and shut out for me and said, go get some help. You were in the server that day. I went, Call of Duty just yelled at me. I grenaded the baby, and everyone went,
I
why'd you
mean,
do that?
rightfully so, right? Like,
What did you expect? What Call of Duty?
I,
You knew I was gonna
yeah,
do it.
well, and they fully prepared for it, right?
Yeah, they told me to go get help. But no, this
hmm
besides doing that, it is fun. I like the Omni movement. I think that is neat. It's not revolutionary by any standard,
I
but
think it works a lot better on controller than it does if you play mouse and keyboard, though. Like
I'll have to
just
try it.
just the way that the movement's set up, like you just aren't gonna work that way when you're using
It's
WASD to move anyway, for the
it,
most part.
it's my hands, dude. I can't FPS on a controller. I
No, I can't either. Not
Yeah,
anymore.
you got, we conditioned you.
Yeah,
We fucked your
it
entire gaming
fucked
world
me
up.
up. I
Oh
know.
yeah.
I can't play certain games on my Steam Deck because I can't play on a fucking controller
Do you
anymore.
when I got my Steam Deck, I was like Doom 2016, no brainer. Let's see what this thing could do. And I was like, oh, this sucks. I can't flick.
Yeah,
I can't do any of it.
it
Runs
doesn't feel
great
good.
though. But yeah, no, if you want to play the new Call of Duty, get Game Pass.
On Game Pass.
Play it there.
Yep,
You don't even have to buy Call of Duty anymore.
I know. It's great.
It's so cool. I like Game
I
Pass.
was absolutely gonna pass on this one. Usually I'll pick it up because I have some buddies that I they only get Call of Duty and like a
Yeah.
handful of other games, so I'll pick up Call of Duty just to play with them. I don't even have to do that this time. It's just it's in the thing I already pay for because my children play games that are on Game Pass. So
Fantastic.
here we are.
Fantastic.
And I play some on PC, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad. It as far as CODs go, I would say it's the best one since 2019.
Very smooth. It's very I'd be remiss to say I did not appreciate the Blizzard launcher opening, and then the game trying to kill itself while opening, and then having to restart the game during two separate launches for it to update itself, to then have the shaders compile, for then the shaders to not work, and then I had to restart the game, and then I restarted the game, and then the game shut itself down, and I had to send logs, and I had to fucking check the file, and I literally had to do what Donkey did in his video, and I went, "This is the game," and then it worked.
That
And I went, "Okay, okay."
it'll do that the next time. By the way, that's just the Activision charm.
I was this close to breaking my monitor. I was like fisting up. Ooh, I was balling up my shut up. I was balling my fist. I was like,
Wow.
but let's have you close out the episode, buddy.
All right. Uh, two last games.
No
I know
fisting.
this has been a fucking grab bag of just everything scattershot here, but
I like it.
uh, yeah, it's a very different episode for us. That's for sure. I have been playing Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. God damn it, the Bengals just scored. Fuck.
Is it tied up
Uh,
now? Oh, they're up
uh,
one at this point.
they're gonna
When
be up one, yeah. God damn it.
what? How much time is left?
That
How
was
much
like
time is left?
70 fucking yard. What the fuck? Jamar Chase. God damn it.
How much
Anywho,
time is left in that game?
5 minutes. We're good. We good. We good.
You better cap this episode off. This is about to get spicy.
Anyway, I've been playing Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Cool.
This came out on Switch, obviously, end of September, beginning of October. I don't fucking remember. I think it was the end of September. Anywho, no, it was like October 10th. Anyway, it is very good.
Cool.
So it is in the same style and by the same developer who did the Link's Awakening remake a couple years ago. The game is not your traditional Zelda game. You actually get to play as Zelda for, I mean, basically the first time in a mainline Zelda game for whatever that means. But the gameplay this go around, instead of swinging a sword in traditional combat, especially in this kind of top down view that this is in the more like 2D esque, um, this is, as the name implies, you're using things called echoes. So as you come across things in the world, you can learn them and basically cast them into the world. As you go, I believe you get upgrades to how many you can have out and about at any given time. When you defeat an enemy, you can cast that enemy, and that will essentially attack for you.
That's cool.
There's all sorts of different puzzles that involve utilizing the common one in the early game is utilizing like beds. So you use beds and you can link them together to make a bridge essentially. It
Okay.
just you can break the game in ways that Nintendo planned for, which is fucking crazy. I guess not Nintendo, it's technically a 2.5-ish party whatever. Anywho, um but it's very neat. It is a very interesting concept. I am enjoying my time with it quite a bit. I think I'm just getting ready to go into my first dungeon, so I'm not very far. I'm probably 4-ish hours in because I want to just exploring and doing a bunch of different shit. Um, but yeah, it's such a unique concept, and the way that they planned for people breaking the game with certain things is crazy. The abilities that they give you in this game is wild. It very much reminds me of Tears of the Kingdom, but in like a top-down form. You can essentially attach yourself to. You get this like beam, like a tractor beam, more or less, right? And you can attach yourself to, like, if there's a bird flying above you, can attach yourself to the bird and it can drag you around the map. Like, there's just so much interesting and cool things. Like, I can't imagine anybody. No, I'm not going to talk about it. Not going to talk about it. Just threw an interception. It's fine. uh you I imagine everybody who plays this game is going to solve different things in different ways. But it's very, very cool. The downfall. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep it together over here.
Oh,
It's
we're
fine.
good.
Why do we lose to inferior teams?
It's just the way you went. We're not going to talk about it.
Um, it's the biggest downfall of this game is the fact that it is on the Switch.
Yeah, I can
It
imagine.
struggles. It in the main city of Hyrule, there's not even that much going on, and it fucking stutters like crazy. It
Oh
it,
no.
it feels bad. The open world, though, once you get out there, is great, and the map is huge, and there's so much going on. But for whatever reason, like Hyrule itself was a stuttery mess, and but so much of it runs very well, and but there's just that portion that, like, for whatever reason it's not optimized very well, and it just runs like shit. The art style is that kind of chibi style that they use for Link's Awakening,
Yeah.
and it looked really good. It's not my favorite art style personally, but it does look very good. It wasn't an interception. They called it back. It was fine. He must have hit the ground. We're good. We're all good. Fuck. Everybody be cool. Um, oh shit. But it's a solid game held back by hardware that needs to be updated. And
Yes.
fuck me, like, just get on with the Switch 2. Like I d- it, it's hard for me to play anything on my Switch anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a shame because I really enjoyed the Switch. I really have enjoyed a lot of different games across there. I still enjoy games on there, but I would much rather sit there and play something on my Steam Deck.
Right.
Like, if
Absolutely.
I'm going to play a handheld thing, I want to play my Steam Deck, and I feel like we've just been beating this to death for the last 4 fucking years bec- because the Switch is just so underpowered for what they want to do and the ideas that Nintendo has, and they accomplish a lot of amazing things with it, and this game is definitely one of them. It is a fantastic game. I will be finishing this game at some point, but it just sucks to see it have these struggles that it shouldn't have at this point in time. Like, this console has just been going on too long. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
No,
Sorry.
it's just it's no. You know what though? You brought up the Switch, and it's like we know the Switch 2 is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Just show the bitch off.
Yeah.
Just show off a prototype at this point. Get your fucking fan base riled up. Get them excited. People want it, and no one wants another OLED Switch. Okay, it's like Steam Deck can do it. Steam OLED, a Deck OLED, because it's brand new
Yeah.
and didn't need the update. But they said, hey, we actually figured out that this screen is going to look a lot nicer. Your game's going to run, you know. So they did that. Okay, and they didn't price gouge.
Yeah.
Just give us the or the Switch 2. We're all waiting for it. I will buy it. I know my wife's gonna get one. Like everybody's gonna, it's gonna be the next Wii for you guys.
Yeah.
So if you hate money, I guess don't. But like you're Nintendo and you sued some guy into oblivion, so you like money. Like so, just do it. So that's my
It's
take on
even
that.
gotten to the point that my kids don't really play the Switch anymore. Like,
Well, they're used to their
they,
Xboxes and
they
the computer.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they have a PS5, they have a Series X, and they have and my oldest has a PC. Like, it just it doesn't feel good
It's a
anymore.
baby toy at this point for them.
Yeah, it's good for in the car. Like, but yeah, it just sucks. I won't beat that dead horse anymore. But the last game I wanted to talk about, and I am not nearly far enough in this game to talk about it at length, but Metaphor ReFantasio.
Yes, you've been talking. You've been excited for this.
Um, I have wanted to play so much more of this game, and I have not gotten to. I spend a lot of time thinking about this game, and not as much playing it, unfortunately. When it first came out, which was 2 weeks ago, I played like 10 hours in a couple days. And since then, I have maybe put in 5 hours. Just
Bummer.
hasn't. It's kind of one of those games, too. It's very story heavy, so I can't really play it in the Discord. And a lot of times, if I have time, I want to hop in and play games with friends and such, right? So it is very much that finding that balance. But the thing is, this is like a 120-hour fucking game. It is a Atlas game. And it does everything that I loved about Persona 5 and does it better. Really, the only thing that it didn't do, which I don't think was a bad choice given the situation at hand and what the story is about, they didn't do the romancing thing, which is perfectly fucking fine, but some people are a little butthurt about it. But uh, all of the combat is better. All of the story is better. Everything about this game is better. This is my favorite Atlas game that I have played by a fucking long shot. And Persona 5 was one of my top 5 fucking games of all time. So,
Right.
this game is so cool. Everything about it is anime as shit, over the top, craziness. Like, it's so good. I have heard that it has a little bit of some performance issues in certain spots, which I haven't really run into yet. But I also, again, am not very far into the game. But God, it's just so fucking good, and the story is abstract and also on the nose at the same time.
Yeah.
For uh, without a better way to really put that, but they really knocked it out of the park with this, and it makes me really excited for when they do come out with another Persona game as well, because I hope that this is an evolution and not just, oh, we're gonna do this for this game, but then we're just gonna go back to regular Persona, right?
Right.
But Atlas does seem to be making those progressions. Like uh, Shin Megami Tensei took a step in that direction and started to do some of these things. Persona 5 was really the big one that, I mean, most people, that was their first Persona game and people loved it. And now this is doing a lot more of that. But I think it really combines both Persona and Shin Megami Tensei in an interesting way. This is more difficult than Persona 5 was, but I think it's fair as well. It makes you think and makes you actually use some strategy rather than just being like, oh, fucking hit it. I don't know. But if it is a turn-based game, so if you don't like turn-based action, I think this is still probably the best version of a turn-based action because there is so much to do instead of like going to a list, picking between 4 moves, and that's what you have.
Ah, okay.
There's a lot more going on here. The archetype system is so fucking cool, and how they've done that, and the quality of life things that they've done there, where it is very much like if you like one class, you can continue to play that class and you earn XP that you can then use as an item essentially onto another class to build that up. And so you don't have to go through the low levels of another class. And they just do so many quality of life things. A lot of, there's some quick travel things, ways to just kind of teleport about the map real quick so you don't have to wander everywhere. Like, God, it's just such a fucking good game. And I was playing it, and Steve was playing it at the same time, and we were kind of around the same point initially. And obviously, he's actually beat it now, so he has played significantly more than I have. But he was incredibly stoked on it. I'm incredibly stoked on it. I can't wait to play more of it, and I will play more of it uh, very, very soon. I'm hoping to put in a good chunk of time over the next 4 or 5 days. So
Fantastic.
uh, I will talk about this again. This is something that will come back, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry, general. But this game is definitely going to be. I mean, this is. I have to beat it before the end of the year because this is going to be probably, if not my game of the year, a very, very strong contender. And
Fuck yeah.
I find it hard to believe that it won't be my game of the year.
Fuck yeah, dude. No, I mean, I really hope you get time to play this game. I know you've been excited for it. That's why when you brought up, like, of course, it's gonna be Metaphor.
Yeah.
Steve is incredibly excited. I wish I could get into games like that. I really wish I could, but I'm a different breed where I need to constantly be shooting and
Fair.
and stabbing. With that being said, friends, if you are curious about any of the games that Brody and I talked about today, and you want to play them, I very much recommend you try these games out, buy them, Game Pass them, what have you. Um, Hopefully next week we'll be on a regular schedule, and hopefully we'll have our sweet, beautiful, luscious Brody back next week.
You won't.
Fuck I'm stuck with the big forehead guy.
Yeah.
Damn it! How are the Ravens doing?
Uh, they're almost at the goal here.
Okay, everybody, check out the sponsors. Check out the Spawn Camp, Final Boss, and Doc Longy. Go buy their merch. They're both drops are going down soon. Like, subscribe on YouTube, rate, follow on Spotify. Give us a shot. We want to make you laugh. Dick jokes are still funny. That's it. WASD out. Be safe, baby.